Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly. Got a good one for you today. I wanted to come down to Laguna Beach to see the calm before the storm. We're supposed to get some rain and big storm they're talking about. Things look ominous out there, but it's kind of symbolic for the economy and for the Fed right now. This is an absolute disaster that the Fed has created with their borrowing and with everything that we're being affected by. And I'm at a place called Moss Point. It's really fitting. I mean, it really is right now. Before I get into it, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification so you get notified of everything we're doing. Don't forget the email list. And if you want more access to me, there's a Patreon channel that you can sign up for. And I can help you with marketing, business problems, all that fun stuff in the world that you may deal with. Now, this is at the end of Moss Street, and absolutely a beautiful spot. But just check this place out, and it's nice because the tide's out. But here's the thing. Nothing right now with our economy is really based in reality. We're seeing so many problems with the Fed right now that you cannot ignore. You're seeing a stock market that wants to collapse and wants to fall to the basement, okay? And the plunge protection team, say that 3 times fast, does not want it to happen. So you're starting to see them buy stocks and do things to curtail this. And you can say, wow, Dan, it goes down 500 and 600 points in a day, and we see crazy stuff. It should be down 5,000 points in a day, guys. And if you don't think that they have their hand in this, you're kidding yourself right now. The Fed and the buying of the treasuries and everything that they're doing is absolutely crazy because they're borrowing money to do this. It's not like it's real dollars. It's the Fed printing press that, if you could get one of those and you could print money, everybody would do that. But again, the responsibility of all this is nuts. So again, very cool, nice little private beach down here. We're gonna cop a squat and cover some things. So the amazing thing about this place down here is that certain beaches down here never completely dry out. And this is one of them. And with the tide, you see areas like this, you can see all the moss that grows over the top of it, because basically, and I got corrected last time, it's not moss, Dan, that's a sea plant that thrives in ocean water. Okay, thank you, Mom. But again, they call it Moss Point for a reason, and I'm going to get a good shot of it for you before I get into it. See how this is? How cool that is? Absolutely beautiful. So, I mean, it's really, really thick. See that? You guys see? Anyways. Now, on a nice summer day, this place would be packed with so many people, okay? To say the least. Just a few people down here right now. But, let's get into it. Now, a couple of investment things that are not based in reality, okay? And first things first, Jim Cramer. I call him the clown in chief. I love Jim Cramer's investment advice because it's buy. Everything is great. Oh, the tech sector may be down, but we should buy. Now, Jim Cramer started an investment club a couple months ago, and I know that there's people that have sent me little tidbits of this recommendation and that recommendation, how they've gone down. But the best thing is that in this morning's mail, Mr. Cramer sent out that you can be an exclusive member now of the investment club. And Dan, you're invited. For only $249 a year, you'll get special access to Jim. Now, again, guys, this, I'm not paying it, okay? First things first, before you guys think I've lost my mind. But this is solid gold because CNBC is going to get their brain suit out. Now, what I mean by that is for $249 a year, and I'm going to leave all the information in the video description below so you can take a look at it. But you can get exclusive access to Jim. You can get his pre-picks. You can get notification on where he thinks things are going to go, and different inside information and inside tips. Now, I use the word inside information, but again, people like Greg Mannarino got in trouble because they said he was front running. He could influence the market. Well, can't Jim Cramer, who's got supposedly a bigger audience? I think Mannarino's got a bigger audience every day than Jim Cramer does, but that's just me. So share your thoughts on this. Now, the next thing is Goldman Sachs. A lot of people don't deal with Goldman Sachs, but this is cringeworthy to say the least, because the CEO of Goldman Sachs, David Solomon, said, "Hey, I see a real problem with inflation and these wages. This is outrageous." Okay? Now, think about this. The average banker that works at Goldman Sachs, what do you think they make? Okay? You don't have to guess. They make $404,000 a year is the average payroll per person at Goldman Sachs. That's unbelievable. It went up from 320 some thousand last year, and it's out, it's a huge increase, 17%, blah, blah, blah. And we got to do something about this. And this is going to dramatically affect the earnings of our company. Well, Goldman Sachs stock just got clobbered recently as a result of this. But again, not being based in reality. If you knew that you were dealing with a banker, again, these fat cats that make $404,000 a year, and they are complaining about the world, or, again, everything is great. Nothing is based in reality right now, guys. Nothing that we're doing, we're supposed to look at and question. But look at everything in your life. Look at everything that you're buying. Look at every business that you deal with. I just got a story sent to me that there are housing tracts in other states, Texas, and I'm trying to get this verified because I haven't seen the story yet, but they're letting the houses close escrow. Think about this, without appliances in the house, because the builder can't get appliances and they want to close escrow. You bet they want to close escrow. They want to close escrow to get their money out of that house. But again, if you don't see a dramatic problem with this, in Sacramento, California, 90 days ago, they let people close escrow without garage doors, which again, I don't know how you get an FHA loan with things like this. I remember when I bought our new house in the 80s that they wouldn't let us close escrow without having window coverings on the house. So I'm like, you didn't tell me that. So they went out and hired a window covering company to put the cheapest window coverings on the planet Earth in this house, just so they could close escrow. Now, you're going to let houses close escrow without appliances, okay? Do you guys not smell the problem with that? Now, again, real estate. When you hear about the problems with real estate, and Scott Walters today was talking about it with the banks, there are banks right now that will not do mortgages right now. Well, why is that? Okay, we're going to sit this out right now. Now, here's the thing that older people that I get so old, you just don't want to think in a new way. Well, no, I've seen enough, okay, to where I've seen problems in the past. And the one thing that I've seen is with 2008 and the smell of 2008 and knowing that it's creeping up on us, I'm telling you, all my predictions, and you can talk about gloom and doom and everything I talk about as being, when's it going to crash? When's it going to crash? This wave is going to crash so big when it does go down that it's going to be, it's going to be unlike anything we've seen in our lifetime. And it's going to make 2008 look like it was a party. But banks, think about this. Banks are out right now telling people that they're not going to write mortgages. Bank of America sent out letters to people, and one of my, I don't bank with Bank of America, so I don't have it, but one of my subscribers sent me a letter saying that Bank of America is limiting their hours. Please understand, we want you to do more through the ATM. And again, guys, what's your cash amount maximum that you can get out of the ATM? $500, this person told me. Okay, so that's what your life is worth in an emergency. To run your business is worth $3,500 a week. Now, again, you can say that's a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. If you need cash and you need $8,000 or you need something, you need to be able to go inside the branch and sit down with that. Well, they want to not write mortgages now, okay? That's one of the banks that's doing it. And they want to get themselves to a level that they don't deal with the customer. They want you to do it through the ATM or through their app or through online banking. We've got great services through online banking. And I'll see if there's a way I can get this letter to you guys. But again, are you seeing this? Are you seeing it with Wells Fargo? Are you seeing it with other banks? PNC and everybody's written me about lately. Very interesting stuff. But again, they don't want to have branches. They don't want to have people. They don't want you to deal with this. Now, some of these, Bank of America was one of the first branches to test out those super ATMs that you walk in, you sit down, and you're basically sitting at a desk with a screen. You pick up the phone, and a woman comes on. Hello, how can I help you today? And you're basically dealing with a teller who's in a central office someplace. Now, again, I don't know how you get a cashier's check out of this. I don't know if you can do a wire transfer from that. I don't know how you do certain things with that, over the phone, but it'll be interesting to see if that's the future of banking. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. And again, very peaceful out here at the end of Moss Street. And the locals hate it. Dan, you keep saying the street names and everybody's going to come down here. They're not coming down here now. So, okay. So share your thoughts, guys. Are you worried that you're not going to be able to buy a house? Is that a major concern for you? Do you really sit down and think, oh my gosh, we're going to miss out on this market? I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, seriously. One thing I'm about is talking to everybody and getting as much advice as possible. And yeah, I make wrong decisions all the time like the rest of us, but I really try to get knowledge. And the older I get, the more knowledge I get. They're talking about how interest rates are going up right now, and that you could see mortgages at 3.75%, and people are flipping out. Oh my gosh. I heard it was 3.62, Dan. Now it's up to 3.75. No, look at the story from CNBC. Does this make you want to go out and spend $1.5 million on a house? No, not for me it doesn't. Not at all. Now, California is insane right now. They want to potentially raise the income tax level to 18% to pay for universal health care. Okay? It's nuts, guys. 18% of your income in this state. Okay? I don't care how beautiful that stuff is out there. It's not worth 18%, guys. Okay? Now, the other thing is Ford. Ford just announced that they got tied to the new car company. The biggest IPO of last year was Rivian. Okay? Rivian went up an absolute ton, and Ford had a huge investment in it because Ford wants to make electric cars like everybody else. Okay? Now, this is funny to me, okay? Ford stock dropped, Rivian stock dropped recently a little bit, but Ford is getting in the electric car game, and you're going to see this in a big way. I know somebody that went out and put a deposit on the Cybertruck, and I had dinner with them a couple weeks ago, and he told me he put a deposit on the Rivian also. So, hey, I'll see which one I get first, okay? So, okay, if you can afford that, which this guy can. So, he's going to do that. Now, again, Tesla, major problems. They've got lawsuits or self-driving lawsuits. And again, any business is going to have litigation, okay? When you have 50 customers in a year, you're going to have 5 that are upset, or 3 or 2 or 1, okay? When you have 10,000, you're going to have 50. You know what I mean? 100, whatever. So Tesla's going to have lawsuits, but they're self-driving lawsuits. There's 2 of them right now, 4 that are lawsuits plus felony charges for people that were driving the cars, and people got hit and died. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, and I'm sure we'll hear more about that in the coming months. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Do you care about the electric cars? Now, one thing that absolutely floored me today when I was reading and researching this video was Exxon. By 2035, we plan to be emissions free. How does an oil company plan to be emissions free? Okay? I mean, again, I don't know how they're going to do that. And I don't know how you're going to run the world without oil. And again, do yourself a really cool favor and look at the products that are made from oil. And I think there's 600 or something like that. So you guys can correct me on that, I'm sure you will. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Are you out racing out to buy houses? When you read the comments and you see all these people that write all this stuff about all the crazy prices, Texas real estate, that the house was 300 grand a year ago, now it's 468. Well, that's a great deal, Dan. The thing shot up and those people are going to make a ton of money. Good for them. But are you the fool that will buy that house at $468,000? What about the house here in Orange County that was $800,000 a year ago and is now $1.4 million? Okay, is that a deal? Doesn't seem like a deal to me. Okay, needs all that work. It's crazy. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Peloton is in real trouble. And the funny thing about this is that one thing I learned in business that a financier told me, a very wealthy guy, is if you start to hear people talk bad about a company and they're rebuilding and this and that, and you see 1, 2, 3 stories, that's one thing. But when you see 8, 10, 12, where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, Peloton hired a consultancy firm at the end of November 2021 to look at big changes in the company and potentially firing people, laying off marketing staff and things like that. Now, they denied this, okay, but they had hired this company already. And the funny thing about it was there's now leaked audios of meetings about how they're going to fire 41% of their marketing staff and get rid of these people and get rid of that person. And they're basically laughing about this during these calls. Now, again, somebody taped the call, wasn't supposed to be released. The meetings, wasn't supposed to be released, but nothing like a scorned employee that's going to lose their job, okay, to like, screw these guys, I'm going to send it out. Now, next thing is Microsoft is buying Activision for $68 billion. And you can say, oh, big deal, Dan, what's that have to do with us? Okay, Microsoft has a gaming division, and they have a guy named Phil Spencer who's coming in there, and they're buying Activision for all this money, okay? Activision has had some good things and some bad things happen with the company, but they've been labeled as troubled because of just the way that they've ran the place, being late on games, things like that. Well, flash forward to 2022 with the metaverse and this, fake universe that people can live in. And there is rumors that you can do advertising in the metaverse based on your eye contact on the screen. Now, think about how twisted this is because it all gets wrapped together. Think about this, that if Peloton knew that you were looking at the bike, okay, you didn't click on anything, but you were looking at it long enough that in the metaverse they could promote something and push it your way. That's what they're doing. And, and Microsoft, they're not stupid. They want to be part of absolutely everything and sell you absolutely everything and have you license it and pay for a subscription until your fingers are numb, okay? So that's the idea, okay? Is that you got to buy all this stuff over and over and over again. And again, the metaverse, I'm telling you, somebody sent me the greatest email. I wish I could share it. And that was, this reminds me of Farmville in 2008. Remember in 2008, you had all those Farmville and then you had all the knockoffs of having the fake animals and all this other stuff where you would take care of it and raise them. And that's what this metaverse thing is like. But people are spending, $450,000 to live next to Snoop Dogg. I'm still floored by that one. So is this real? Is it not? Is it an investment? Share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. I really want to know what you think about the NFT stuff, about, metaverse. Do yourself a favor, okay? You want to get a domain name? Go look at any idea, books.meta, cooking.meta, anything you can think of, and go look at the domain name price, and it's outrageous. Again, places like GoDaddy and places like that have kept those things for themselves, and they're charging you $15,000, $20,000 for anything meta related. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. I'm going to close this video out with these last few stories and kind of wrap them together. And there's a bank out there projecting that the Fed's going to do a surprise 50 basis point jump in prime lending rates. Won't do a thing, won't mean a thing. I hope it happens. I hope they raise it 3%, but that's just crazy me. So anyways, there's that. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out with people starting to starting to question things that, hey, it's a new year and it seems like everything's the same, and we're being told one thing and another thing is happening. Okay? Well, believe what you want, but the economy is horrible right now, guys. Okay? That being said, there was a study, and I always get a kick out of these. Can you believe if you teach a preschooler fitness and good eating habits when they're young, the likelihood that they will have heart disease when they're older drops like 80%. Imagine that. Okay? So that story's below. I always get a kick out of this. Now, the final thing is, and this one I question, but I believe, and it is anticipated that when they surveyed 2,000 people, that basically 66% of them thought that they had the next Shark Tank multi-billion-dollar idea. Okay? That being said, I think that people don't realize that the money that they can make from their side hustles and from their knowledge. What's your knowledge base? Okay? Do you paint? Do you draw? Do you know security? What do you do? What do you do, as a hobby? Do you know basketball? Do you know football? Do you know gambling? Do you know, what is it? What is it that you're good at? Crocheting? Okay? There are people that will buy books, buy videos, buy your knowledge, okay, on this subject. Now, I don't think the 66% of the people actually have what it takes to go on Shark Tank, because I've seen a lot of people pitch things in my life, from scripts to business ideas to startups to everything. And again, people need to look back and educate themselves a little bit on this stuff. And again, you may have the greatest idea in the world. Are you the person to present it? Are you the person to run the thing? Should you sell it? Should you license it? I know a guy who's a licensing expert who has seen people make millions and millions of dollars by sitting back and letting somebody else run the company. And it's a big decision. People sit there and come up with a great idea, and it's very difficult sometimes to turn that over to somebody else. But what would you rather do? Worry about being fit and going to the mailbox every now and then and picking up your check, or running a business? Okay, people need to ask themselves that. But again, from seeing everything on Shark Tank and seeing startups and seeing a lot of people raise money, and I've seen the most amazing ideas not be able to raise a dime because of the people involved in it. Okay, so again, if money is your goal, you can make money selling things. You can make money selling things online. Okay, also look at TikTok. What are you interested in? Do a hashtag on TikTok and look at how many videos are out there where you can learn that and how people are selling things based on that. That's what I always recommend. Plus, it was also said that TikTok had a larger audience than YouTube, which I don't believe, but I think that for the shorts, they definitely do. So please do not forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button. Please don't forget that we've got a Patreon channel if you'd like more access to me. Onward and Upward. Remember, the email is below if you want to email me anything, any stories and things like that. I try to get to as many of those as possible and have people send me stuff, people that work with me that go through stuff. So onward and upward, guys, okay? You can do anything in this world, guys, absolutely anything. The only person that's limiting is you, and everybody's going to tell you no. Everybody's going to mock you. You're going to have people that are going to sit there and tell you it's the stupidest idea. What do you know about that? What do you know about it, okay? What do you know about it? And what you know about, that's what you can make a fortune at. Don't forget that, okay? Don't give up. Everybody can quit, okay? Onward and upward, guys. I will see you very soon.